Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing out there? This is once again your favorite nightmare or best sweetest dream. The B-roll is back. The show, of course, with the man, Big John C, right, Big JC, and myself, Keith.
All you see is my hand.
Yeah, I noticed that.
All you see is my
It's
hand.
kind of weird.
I'm like Thing.
Exactly. Well, I didn't come up with that. That was like ad lib dialogue. So, no. Yeah, it's been like a while, too long, 2 weeks.
Couple weeks, right?
Yeah, we got some great news. Can I break it to the universe? Can I break it to the
Oh,
world?
what's the news? I don't even know.
It's about what you did.
Oh, yeah. I guess. Yeah. What the heck?
Let's throw it out there, everybody. Hey, everybody, let's give a big round of applause and congratulations to Big JC. He got married.
I did.
And he
We
just
need some
left me
sound
here.
effects.
You know what he did? He went to somewhere where, like some beautiful place like Cancun. And you know what he did? He left me here in Florida. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And one day this is gonna be universally known. All right. Okay. By the time y'all see this recording, forget about it. Forget about it. It's long gone. It's gonna be a topic. It's gonna be like in year 10 of his anniversary or something like that. So yeah, we had a big thing going on with El Presidente. Of course, he's always on top. People say, "Why are you always talking about him?" Because he's always in the news.
Wait. Who's El President? There is a president right now.
Okay.
It's not who you're talking about.
This is Civil War Presidente stuff going on here, right? It's the fake president and the real president. When I say El Presidente, I'm talking about, you know what? The commander thief in chief. That's Trump. Yeah, that's Trump because you don't know what I'm talking about. Because thanks for correcting me. Because we got the president, the El Presidente, which is Joe Biden, who's doing such a great, excellent job. Regardless of what people want to say, it's just what it is. He's just not getting the message out there. But I think that's because of the representatives and so on and so forth who's not putting the message out there, man. They want to reinvent the wheel. Anyway, that's something else for another show. Yeah. Let me go to my thing over here because I had some topics I wanted to go over.
I had something I want to talk about, but we can wait for that.
It's not gonna be personal, right?
No. It could be like it's about politics.
Politics.
Something,
Okay. Politics. Here we go. I'm gonna get bombed. This is gonna be something I was like, what? Where'd that come from? Because we had somebody over here, and they were like, well, you should give me a heads up on what you're gonna talk about, like in advance. Like what notes? I don't know what we're gonna talk. I keep telling you, I don't know what we're gonna talk about. So you gotta have gotta be a little bit on the ball, right? I know what that means now. On the ball means like how the Warriors or whatever things be balancing themselves on the ball. Yeah, you gotta be you learn something new every day on this show. At least I do. Yeah. So like I was saying, Trump. Yeah, Trump. A lot of Trump. Why? Because he's inundating the news. He's not doing the news like last time when he ran the first time, and he would say stuff and people would be all favorable. But now stuff is in like hacky against him. Yeah, hacky. Like the MAGA morons, his fan base, the cult members, acolytes, they are just unpleasable. You can't really please these individuals. And I said this before. They don't care. And people say, why you refer to them as morons and idiots? Because I don't care. That's a moron. That's an idiot. I don't care. That's what they say. That's what they say. So anyway, let's get back to what I was saying. He had 6 charges dropped against him and a co-defendant in Georgia. No.
I don't care.
I don't care. What do you mean you don't care? He had all these charges, like 34 charges or 35 charges in Georgia. You don't care that 6? No, I don't think he should be charged with anything. Nothing personal, but it did go in front of a grand jury that said, yeah, you know what, there's a little bit of something that he should be charged for. So the morons, the MAGA morons, they just don't care. And that's why I call them morons. They don't care. Everything is fake news except for what he says, What he's saying is fake. Everything he said is fake, The economy is doing bad. Fake. who?
Oh, what about that now? Now, I think that people's perception of the economy
Uh-huh.
is, well, it used to cost me $10 for something for dinner. Now it costs me $18. So the economy's doing bad. That's their perception of the economy being bad. Or it used to cost me, $10 for a car wash. Now it's $18. That means that doesn't mean the economy's bad. That's inflation. It's two different things.
Yeah, that means they charge you more. And actually, I don't know if anybody saw the SOTU. You know what that means?
SOTU?
Yes. I'll give you a hint. It happened 2 weeks ago.
Happened 2 weeks ago.
Well, you're a hundred. You know what? You were a hundred. I believe about it. I believe he was. I don't care about that. I didn't keep talking about politics during that time.
Sure.
The State of the Union.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know what the heck SOT.
Yeah, I didn't know either until now.
What the hell? What's SOTU? SOTU? Then I'm looking at it, and then all of a sudden I had this epiphany, and it was like, oh, the State of the Union. Duh. So anyway, President Biden is talking about it. He's talking. He actually touched on the snickerflation or something. It was some weird call.
Snickers are shrinking.
Yeah, Snickers shrinkage. Yeah, it's like, dude, and that's what happened. He's saying it's the companies, and that's true. The companies are milking this for all they can because they're adding extra costs to things so they can make that extra money. And they're saying it's inflation. Yeah, but it's more like racketeering. It's more like racketeering because they're running a racket. They're literally running a racket. Okay, I wasn't talking.
Supposed to say thank you thing.
Thank you. What? oh. Let me, hold on. I can't see. That's why. Do it again. Thank you thing. thank you. Was it thing or jink? Anyway. I don't want to. We don't get sued. We get sued. You know that's trademark, right? But it's over 50 years old, so we can still use it. Yeah, so that's the deal. It's something that's a manipulated inflation because people are charging more because they can charge more. It's not that their goods and services cost more; they can charge more, so they're doing it. It's like
people sometimes are blaming it on the minimum wage going up.
They're blaming it on the minimum wage. Yeah, but they're making money hand over fist from what I can see. When you've seen these companies, they're doing like billions and billions and billions of dollars more than what they would normally be doing. Then hold up, you're calling them, you're saying the minimum wage? That's it doesn't fit because they were making those billions and billions of dollars more than the cost of products and goods that they were putting out. So,
it doesn't just apply. I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Go ahead.
I don't necessarily agree or disagree with any of this.
You want a picture for it?
But
you never knew the thing could talk, right? Go ahead.
No, I mean, what about the mom and pops?
The mom and pops.
What about the mom and pops that are used to paying people $8, $10 an hour, now have to pay them $15. That hurts them? Do they just charge more for the food? Which is what's happening, right?
Well, they're being charged, but in addition to that cost, I got that cost, but the companies who are sending the eggs, they're already charging, whatever, $2, $3 more, $2, $3 more than what they normally would cost. They're already charging $2, $3 more for that for that milk. They're already charging that extra $1 for that bread. But hold up, that's giving them billions and billions of dollars, but it's not passing on. It's costing the mom and pop businesses more. The companies, the corporations who are charging these inflated prices where they're not being hit because of the what's that thing? Because of a salary. Because the salary, employee salaries. They're not being hit like that. But when they charge that extra money, and on top of that, mom and pop, they can't really charge that money.
People see that as being Biden's fault.
They see it as being Biden's fault, but the fact is, the reality is, it's not Biden's fault. It's the former president's fault. because what a lot of people don't understand is that inflation is one of those lag things.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a major bad economy, inflation comes later. When it starts to correct itself, inflation starts to come in. Like when you have a lot of job losses, you have a lot of foreclosures and stuff like that. When you have a hard financial hit on the economy, then when they start to clean that up, inflation starts to rise. I mean, inflation is there, but you don't really notice it. Inflation rising until all the other things start to drop down. When the other things drop down, that's when you notice inflation. I mean, that's what Ronald Reagan ran on. He ran against Jimmy Carter on inflation, but Jimmy Carter inherited an economy from Nixon, who was coming out of a war. What was it, Vietnam?
Vietnam War, yeah.
Yeah, he was coming out of Vietnam. So there was a lot of things that Richard Nixon was balancing. I mean, I'm gonna put aside the thing with the impeachment and stuff like that. He had to deal with all that stuff. I mean, he pulled us out of Vietnam, and all that good stuff. He wasn't that bad as a administrator. It's just that
he screwed up.
That stumble.
Yeah, he screwed up. Watergate.
Yeah, and
and unfortunately, that's all everybody remembers about him.
Yeah, and I don't even think that that may not even been him.
No.
That may have been people around him who was affiliated, because Richard Nixon wasn't a conservative. Richard Nixon was a moderate. He was a moderate. Like who was the other one? Eisenhower. These are Republican presidents. Eisenhower was a moderate. Richard Nixon was a moderate. I mean, we had LBJ in between, Eisenhower and Richard Nixon, but they were moderates. And also Ford wasn't moderate too. Conservatives didn't come in until Ronald Reagan. And what happened when the conservative came in? He showed you that he wasn't conservative. They were on that neo-libertarian type stuff. Where they embrace the platform of what true conservatives should be. Northern conservatives, not Southern conservatives. Northern conservatives and libertarians, right? They have the platform where they talk about little government, low price, keeping things low and costs low, and the budget low and stuff like that, and balancing the budget. That's libertarian concepts that the conservatives, use as talking points. And I'll give you an example. On our show, our earlier show, you remember we went through the budgets, with the debt that the president's left, and I think it was I forget which term, because FDR did like 4 terms. His second term was like really short. I mean, his fourth term was like really short. We know about the 3 terms he did, right? But at the height, coming out of the Great Depression, 2 world wars, and the economy, a collapsed economy, a failed economy, the national debt in like the 1940s, mid-1940s, in FDR time, his second term had ballooned to $4.3 trillion. $4.3 trillion in the 1940s? That's crazy. That's when when you had $1 million, you were a millionaire. right? You were a millionaire. Nowadays, if you got $1 million, you about like half a millionaire, right? With all the taxes and stuff. But yeah, so it was at $4.1 trillion, and it started to go down with was it Truman? Harry S. Truman was his vice president, his last vice president. That was a president between him and Eisenhower. It was Truman, right?
Truman. Yeah.
Okay, so Truman, it was going down from FDR, like second term or third term, third to second term, into Truman, and it kept descending to Eisenhower. When it hit Eisenhower, the national debt had come from $4.1 trillion to like around $2.5 trillion, right? That's what Eisenhower handed over to LBJ, right? To Kennedy and LBJ, $2.5 trillion through the Kennedy Johnson presidency, all the way through Nixon Ford presidency, because Nixon finished his his full term, which was 4 years. He only did like what 2 or 3 years, and then Ford took over. Through Carter's 4 years, up until Reagan, it balanced out about around $2.5 trillion, give or take $1 trillion. And it showed, that this president added like $100 billion, this president added like $200 billion, and this president. But that's adjusted home like cost at home. That's your budget, right? But it stayed around $2 trillion until Ronald Reagan took over. Ronald Reagan ran on inflation, but inflation was a lag thing. Inflation was high, had grown, but it was a lagging thing. So he ran against inflation on Jimmy Carter. So he won. He won on inflation. But then I think Jimmy Carter had added like $2.8 billion. 2.80 billion. $2.80 billion. $280 billion. $1 billion to the national debt, which still kept it, that within that margin, right? And then Ronald Reagan got over. Ronald Reagan took over. And when Ronald Reagan finished, he had added like $3 trillion. It jumped. It was a crazy number.
Yeah.
It jumped from like under $300 billion, which Jimmy Carter was the highest in that year, that span, when they with the deficit reduction, right, from $4.3 trillion down to around $2.5 trillion for like 28 years. 28 years. And then under Ronald Reagan, it jumped, and Ronald Reagan added $2.5 trillion in his 2 terms or something like that. Then George W. Bush came in, and he added another $1.5 trillion in 1 term. That was crazy, right? That's crazy. You went from around the highest at $300 billion to $2 trillion and $2.5 trillion. That's absolutely crazy. Think about that. And that's what who was that? Clinton. Clinton inherited that thing, that inflation, what do you call it? The national debt. The national debt had more than nearly doubled. It had doubled under Reagan and Bush at like 1.5 times, 150%, right? So that's what Clinton inherited. And when he was addressing it, what happens is that inflation again started to rear its ugly head. And I'm glad you brought this up, because when a lot of people start saying that, Donald Trump did so much for black folk, yeah, I'm gonna take it there. Donald Trump did so much for black folk. I'm like, no, I'm not just gonna crap on Donald Trump. I'm gonna talk about all Republicans. Every Republican administration since Ronald Reagan have crapped on black folk, because anytime you had major job loss and financial hardship in this nation as a nation, black folk suffered the most. When George Bush took over from Clinton, black employment had gone down. This is the reality. This is not that talking point, this fantasy stuff those fake narratives that they like to put out there. It had shot up, I think, to about 18.5%, nearly 18.5% unemployment for black folk in general. I'm not talking about for the youth population. I'm talking about black folk, adults, everything, right? 18.5% under George W. Bush. White folk was at like maybe 12%, 10.5 to 12%. So we took a major hit, and other minorities was in between that, because black folk always get hit the hardest when it comes to the minority job losses. So when Barack Obama came in, it dropped down. It dropped down, right? The Democrats, when the Democrats come in, black economics do better. A lot of people say, no. Unemployment for black folk is nearly 5%. Yeah, I'm saying black folk. I'm not talking about any other minority. Black folk. I'm not calling myself a non-white. We're the biggest population, right? And so at 5%, that's way below the national average. Even under Barack Obama, that's way below That's below the national average for Clinton and Barack Obama. But when um when the last Republican president, because I don't want to give them names because it's always the same. Give the tax breaks to the rich and black folks suffer. And then they come out with that, the Democrat is doing bad. Whoa, 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 whoa. You are not looking at this from a realistic point of view. You are giving or spewing talking points. You're being disingenuous and untruthful. If you're being brought, that the facts are brought to you, and then you continue to assert a lie, then you're lying. Then you're seeking to deceive, and that's what this false narrative is about. So, when it comes to inflation, the economy, we are always hit the worst. And under Donald Trump, everybody got stroked. Everybody. And unemployment went up to 10.5% again. Again.
Pre-COVID?
It was on the rise. After COVID, it was on the rise.
Well, pre-COVID, like before COVID was a thing. How high was unemployment?
Unemployment was relatively low. I can't give you the exact numbers. It was low, but that was not Donald Trump. That was Barack Obama.
Yes,
because he caught it.
He inherited a very good economy.
Donald Trump came out with all these lies, spewing this fake narratives that echoed in the wrong wing echo chamber with Fox News and before Newsmax, Fox News and all of them was in there, and the pundits, and when he was coming out talking about how bad the economy is, no, the economy was great it was the second best economy in the last 40 years, or actually 50 years, second only to this economy. Second only to this economy now. Inflation, all that stuff was low. That's what he came in. That's what he came into. Stock market had set like 7 years, 6.5, 7 years of nothing but record-breaking levels across the board. The Dow Jones, the NEX, the New York Exchange, what's the one with the tech? What's the other one? The stock market. Not the Dow Jones.
S&P 500?
S&P 500. S&P 500. All of them, if you look at it from when Ronald Reagan came in, the stock market started to make, it made a move. Bill Clinton came in, George W. Bush, it started, and George H.W. Bush. Clinton came in, it went up even more, right? When Bush came in, when George W. Bush, the son, came in, it crashed. We already know about that. Remember that, all right? For those who are old enough to know about that, it crashed. When Barack Obama came in, it went back up to that, I think it was like 11,000. I'm basing it on the Dow Jones. I think it was like 11,000 for the Dow Jones under Bill Clinton. So everything after that was record-breaking. It was record-breaking, all the way up to nearly 20,000 points before Donald Trump came in. So that was all lies. It was all lies that he was saying. The narrative, just like now, is all lies. It's all lies. What he's saying is all lies. People say, what do you keep talking about? Because he keeps making himself, publicly making these public statements that are lies. And unlike before, when media just gave him a pass, just ignored him, just called him, he's not serious. No, call him for what he is. Now they fact-check them in right wing, the wrong wing echo chamber. They're fact-checking them. Let's go. They're doing it soft, but now they're actually fact-checking them. When he says things like, he's still talking about the election was stolen, and in the echo chamber, the wrong wing echo chamber, they're telling them, no, that's already been hashed out. It's been hashed out for more than 60 cases, and they all said no, it wasn't stolen. And then they got to cut them off. then they got to cut them off and put their disclaimer out there that no, people know the election wasn't stolen. It was a fair election. President Biden won fairly. Then they're doing this in the wrong wing echo chamber.
So aren't people nervous about or
Uh-huh.
what would happen if the same thing happened again? If it's another close election? Because everything points to the fact that it's going to be another close election.
Yeah, it's pointing that way. It's trending that way. A lot of people don't want to see it. Oh, Biden's behind, so far behind. Dude, you talk about polls a year before the election. Hillary Clinton was up until James Comey opened his mouth with that server thing. Hillary Clinton was up. Al Gore was up on Bush by what, 10 points, maybe a month and a half before the election, before the actual voting. And then by the time the election came in, Bush was like within that 5 point, that margin of error. Yeah, he was within that. And then it was like, that's it. That's it. You can't call election like a year in advance because of polls. It's like what's that thing said? Golf. Oh, shout out to Scotty Sheffield for winning the Players. I don't normally do this, but he did. It was a historical game or win yesterday because the Players. He was the defending Players champion from last year. I know I just jumped off, but it's just a segue. It's a segue right back.
It doesn't take much to get you off track.
It doesn't take much, so but I had to shout out Scotty Sheffield. And here's why: the Players Championship. What were we talking about? I was going to give you the comparison with with golf. All right, the Players Championship has been around for 50 years. Yesterday was its 50-year anniversary, and in 50 years, no one ever repeated. 50 years. Arnold Palmer, Lee Trevino, Gary Players, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods. No one, Harold Irwin, no one ever repeated as a Players champion in 50 years. That's crazy. That's just a whole list of GOATs. I think Roy McIlroy, that's a whole list of GOATs. That's 50 years of GOATs, right? Well, in the past, let's say the past 15 years, they're not really GOATs. But before that, that was 35 years of GOATs and nobody repeating in that tournament until yesterday. That was historic. Yeah. And like I was saying, now let me segue back to what I was saying about the. Yeah, I got you. You think I can do it? He's like, let me see. John, let's see how you do this.
Oh, here we go. We're going to talk about golf for a half hour.
We're going to talk about golf for see. I'm just doing this because JC and Big John didn't have no confidence in me, so I'm going to do this. The example that I was given about the polls is that when it comes to golf, they say it all the time. You can't win a tournament on a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, right? But you can lose it. What does that mean? That means is that you can score crazy number. You can go 10 under, right? Which is a great score. And everybody else is shooting 2 under, right? That means 2 below the par. And you can do that on Monday. So you can do it on Thursday. You can do it on Friday, right? You can do it on Saturday. But if you still haven't won that tournament until the end of the tournament, until the last putt sinks. So you can't win it, but you can lose it because you could drop so far behind that there's no way you can recover. Scotty Sheffield, Friday was, I think it was, he was 5 shots behind. He was 5 shots behind. No more. He was 13. High score was, 18? So, yeah, he was like 5 shots behind, and he just won the tournament. So you can lose it, just like with the polls. You can't count on polls until it's like right there within that last that last 2 weeks or week or so, because George Bush was like 15 points behind in the polls until the last 2 months against Al Gore. Donald Trump was like 10 points behind until like the last month. Yeah, he was behind in the polls.
It seemed like the election, 2020 election, it seemed like Trump was ahead in polls until COVID hit.
Oh, you talking? The 2020 election.
2020.
Okay,
yeah.
I was talking about the 2016.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I was talking about the.
And that
Gore-
was a total surprise.
Yeah, the
yeah.
2000, the
Yeah.
2000, and the 2016.
Yeah.
In the 2020 election, Biden wasn't that far. Biden was pushing strongly.
Yeah.
He was moving strongly. So it became a scenario where, okay, how's the independent vote going to break? Right? How's the independent vote going to break? And that's what happened. A lot of people, he was lying to people. I mean, when he lied, people died. When he was lying,
You mean about COVID?
About COVID.
Yeah.
And people were dying. And so that hit, and the economy was starting to buckle, was starting to break because of his lack of quality leadership. And people were seeing that. And they were like, hold up, dude. And he's bragging about it because he was talking about, and I don't know if people remember, but at the beginning of COVID, he was talking about it's nothing, it's like a common flu. And they was running that information out. They was putting that information out in the wrong wing echo chamber, right, with the Fox News and Newsmax and all those wrong wing commentators, talk show hosts and stuff like that. They were actually joking about it. And this is his words. Oh, it's never going to come here. I'm going to stop it from coming here. Nobody's going to die. And he looked dead in the camera.
He actually said that.
He actually said that nobody's going to die. And you know why he said that? Because Ebola came here in 2014 or something like that. And like there was 10 cases, 10 or 12 cases. 2 people died, right? And in the wrong wing echo chamber, right? They were like, especially Sean Hannity was making it sound like Armageddon was coming. Oh, it's the apocalypse. We're going to all die. People are going to die. It's going to be, that's what Sean Hannity was saying this. And they even named the Ebola virus, you know what they called it?
The Obama virus?
The Obama virus. 2 people died, which is not good. But one of them actually got infected on the ship, and they were out there, that was out there in the water, I believe. And the other one actually came from somewhere in Africa, had contacted the Ebola virus. So it was further along with these 2 guys, right? And 10 other people who were in the area of them got infected, but they survived. And so Trump came up with that statement that, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Nobody's going to die. And Then they start calling it the China virus after people start dying. But no, it's not the China virus. Let me do unto you what they have done unto President Obama. It's called the Trump virus. As a matter of fact, he even acknowledged it a few weeks ago. He said, yeah, they named the virus after me. Dude, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. like 1 million people died. 200 million people got contacted viruses in America, and 1 million people died, and you want to, yeah, okay. See, that's the type of guy he is. So back to what happened, the economy was already crashing, right, because of his tax breaks. Yeah, the tax breaks that he gave to the rich and other things, indiscretional spending or whatever. People don't even know where all this money go to. But guess what? $6 trillion. $6 trillion in one term. When that stuff started coming out, people were like, what? And these are conservatives are saying, hold up. People who call them conservatives, but the Republicans are not really conservative. Republicans, the original Republicans, were moderates, were progressives. That's what they were. They were progressives. That's what they were. This conservatism came again with Ronald Reagan. When Ronald Reagan hijacked the Conservative Party in the early '80s with his mouthpiece, the late great iconic Rush Limbaugh. And I always got to give this guy his credit because nobody did like Rush Limbaugh, right? They jacked the Republican Party. And now the Republican Party has been reduced to what you see today. They don't care about budgets. They just want to win. They just want to legislate. They don't care. They literally do. They don't care. So that's to go to your question about the economy and COVID. The 2020.
Well, my point of all that was bringing it up was it seemed like Trump would have won the election if he didn't do what he did with being insensitive with COVID
and stupid.
It seems like he would have gotten reelected, but I think it was a series of bad decisions by him that made people turn.
It was Trump being Trump.
Yeah,
it was Trump. The quiet things, that the unfiltered stuff that was being said out loud. And at that time, people start listening. Unlike 2016, they burst this. Nobody could really do and be that big of an idiot, be that stupid. And look, he was a businessman, but they didn't want to hear the fact that he was a businessman that got 6 foreclosures against him, and another 6 failed businesses.
Only 6?
Well, altogether it was 12.
Yeah,
it was 12 altogether. I can't name. Next time I'm gonna have the list. It was 12, but there was 6 major sides. Like, this guy is the only guy who lost multiple casinos. How did you lose a casino in Atlantic City?
Well, he's not the only one that's done it, but he's the only one that's lost multiple ones.
Recently.
Yeah.
I mean, what's that? The Win, the guy, he was doing a show. I forget. He was doing a talk show, and he's the Win Hotels and stuff like that, WYN. I think they had partnered up. They had did a partnership, and so he lost Doe, he lost that, he lost Atlantic City, he lost what's the other place? He lost Vegas, and throughout the country, he lost.
What's ringing? I didn't play a sound effect.
What is that? You sure? It sounded like it came in. It was on cue though. It was a good sound effect.
I got that. I got that.
Don't stop a mic. Don't stop. Thank you. The show must. That's like the most depressing sound now.
Yes.
That's when I flub, but I haven't been flubbing. Y'all notice? Normally I get like 3 or 4 of those sounds like that.
See, it sounded like that.
No, it's not that. It's a.
Sorry. We've digressed.
No, you
once
go.
Again.
No, you digress. I
just want to hit buttons.
I take my blame when my blame comes. So anyway, yeah, that's what happened. He lost multiple things, and people are listening now. And now they listen to his rhetoric. They listen to his speech, his fascist type way of talking. And that's what they are. They want to claim, Democrats are fascists and all this stuff like that, and communists. But hold up, who is this guy wanting to emulate the most? The most. Xi, communist. Putin, communist. Kim Jong-un, communist. Is that 3? Who's this? O'Bannon or Biden, whatever this guy is. Communist from the Central Europe. Then the guy down here in what they have in his election at? Venezuela?
Oh, yeah. Chavez.
That's his name, Chavez?
I think so.
Okay. He likes that guy. I like tough guys. Who talks like that except for somebody? If a guy's talking like that, yeah, we good. No, you go ahead. You use the locker room. I'll go in there after you finish, dude. I'm telling you. I love tough guys. I love.
No, it's Maduro.
Maduro.
I think maybe Chavez was former. I don't know. What do I know?
Okay,
Maduro.
Maduro is from Venezuela. He loves that guy. He loves all these guys, all these tough guys. And the one thing that they have in common is that they're fascist. They're either fascist, communist, or just wannabe fascist, and that's what he loved. Orban's from Central Europe, I believe, and he keeps talking about this guy. This guy's a piece of crap. He's a sociopath. He's a maniac. He's, in other words, Donald Trump type of guy. You know, he's telling people that, hey, yeah, no, you can go ahead and, you can do whatever you want. If they don't pay up, then you can go ahead and you can blow them up the world. You know, hey, how that sound? Now, when I say it like that, you hear what he's saying. That's what he's talking about. Like he's a godfather. That's how he's talking.
Yeah.
You can blow them. Hey, I tell them like this. If they don't pay up, you got my permission. I'm going to give my permission for him to blow them out the water. You know, drop a couple nukes over there. Let them know that you ain't playing around with them, all right? Let them know. Okay? No, that's good. Just keep it keep it a little low, okay? Keep the, what's that stuff called? When people talking about something else. The propaganda. Don't you propaganda it right? We're good, okay? It's okay. It's good. That's what he talks like. He's a wannabe gangster. This guy is not tough at all. And we went over that conversation. He's the guy that stands in the background and he goes, yeah. And when the person's totally secure and they got him and the crowd got him, and hey, make sure so he don't get away. We got him, Your Majesty. And he winds up and goes, you bum, you're a martyr. And then he want to come up and throw punches. Because, that's what tough guys like him do. He's a coward. He's a coward at heart. He's a punk. I'm serious. People don't want to hear it. For all the MAGA morons and anybody else, this guy is a coward. He's the last person I would want to have my back. Because then I know I would have to have bulletproof vests on and all that other stuff, and my back has to be up against the wall. You don't want that guy having your back because he's gonna stab you with it. Look at everybody who he hired. Nearly everybody who he hired and said, oh, no, don't do this, or this happened, he goes after them. They're the bad ones. No, dude, you hired these 30 people, and 28 of these 30 people said, hey, you don't know what you're doing. He's not the brightest person in the world. And he goes after them. Fox News. Oh, fake news. Oh,
Jimmy Kimmel. He goes after Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, Jimmy Kimmel and the talk show hosts, Seth and all them, well, he goes after them because they go after him. But anybody who speaks out of him, Taylor Swift has a right, First Amendment right to speak up, right? Oh, no. She's nobody, blah, blah, blah. I made her. You made Taylor Swift. And she admitted that he contacted her. But she didn't go over there. She's like, nah, I'm good.
What did he contact her about?
He just wanted to talk to her or whatever. Because think about it. Taylor Swift is definitely his type. She's tall, she's attractive, pretty attractive, and she's blonde. She's E. Jean Carroll was his type. And how do we know? Because he mistook her for his wife. That's how that's how she won the case. He said, could you point out who's in this picture? He goes, oh, well, this is my wife, Marla Maples, who's attractive. Blonde and attractive, right? And they go, which one? And they go, this one right here. You know who it was? E. Jean Carroll. Ching, ching. Come on, give me a lot of that. Come on.
Sorry.
And now you can't give me this.
I got my glasses on.
All right. Let me know. Just give me a heads up. Say, here it comes.
Sorry.
So we're waiting for the segue.
Stop it. You put too much pressure on me.
You can handle it, man. I tell you, I didn't think. Not that one. Ching ching. One. Ching ching. E. Jean Carroll. That's how E. Jean Carroll came up with the. Come on, that's $88 million. That's all you're going to give me for $88 million? There we go. E. Jean Carroll. That's how she won the case. That's how she. What's that heavenly sound?
Oh,
the heavenly one. Not the wah-wah. The other heavenly one.
I know.
So anyway, we'll get back to that one. That one. That's what I can tell you. I can pretty much tell you for sureness. You hear that sound? That's what their lawyer, what E. Jean Carroll lawyer, thought. That's the sound that went through her head when he compared E. Jean Carroll. She's not my type. And people looking at the 80-year-old E. Jean Carroll. They wasn't looking at the 30-year-old E. Jean Carroll. But he was looking at a picture of the 30-year-old E. Jean Carroll and compared it to her, compared her to his wife. $88 million later. And he came. Thank you. He came up.
I know
with,
where the button is now.
Okay, we know where the button is now. he came up with the $91 million, right? To try and stay off the thing. We just evolving with Trump. He came up with the $91 million, right? But that $91 million, 88 of that $91 million is going to E. Jean Carroll. You still got the other $362 million that to stave off his businesses being auctioned away. His company being totally broken down. They're removing the names off of Trump property in New York City. They're removing the names because somebody brought this up. Oh, they said Donald Trump is like Bill Gates rich. What does that mean? He got things, investment and all this stuff. Yeah, no, his name is on things. But he has a lot of properties that other people, investors, have put their money in. So, yeah, his name is on it, but he's not really the sole owner. Bill Gates, that $200 billion, whatever, that $100 billion of land and property and stuff like that, that's Bill Gates. He owns it. Jeff Bezos, that's his property. He owns it. Oprah, whatever, $2 billion worth of property, whatever. It's Oprah's. She owns it. They own this. So he's not Oprah rich. I know he's not Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk rich. No, he's not even Oprah rich. Heck, he's not even Kanye rich. I mean, and I got to segue with Kanye real quick. They said he was a genius. And I was like, I don't think he's all that much a genius. But then he lost $4.5 billion in a week, and I still ain't been able to figure that out. So, wah.
Oh, that one,
yeah. So, give me another. I'll just. Woo! I'm not. Wah. Okay. All right. I'm telling you, I still haven't been able to figure it out. I gotta say he's a genius. How you $4.5 billion, right? So anyway, I say that to say this is that he's not Bill Gates rich. Okay, no, he's not Bill Gates rich. I went to Hawaii a while back, and there's this island. There's this fruit company called Dole, the Dole Fruit Company, D-O-L-E, Dole pineapples. It was mostly Dole pineapples. I mean, they sell bananas and all that stuff, right? And they owned the island out in Hawaii. I don't know if you know how much property in Hawaii costs, but property in Hawaii is like property in like New York. I mean, it's expensive. It's some expensive stuff. A 3-bedroom house over here, 3-bedroom, $300,000 over here. It's like over almost $1 million over there, right? That's Hawaii. And that island, that Dole Island, well, guess who owns half of it? You got it. Bill Gates owned half of it. When he got married, his daughter or somebody got married, they just thanked the Lord, the gods that it happened. He literally shut down everything. He rented everything, not at cost, but way above cost for all the boats, all the planes, all the tourist planes, all those things that you run, the parachutes, the parachute rides when you're in the water and it goes, yeah, he rented everything.
Parasailing?
Parasailing. Is that the one where they're in the boat and the parachute takes you up in the, yeah, parasailing. He locked down everything. All the boats that go over there, the tourist ships, the fishing boats, everything. He rented out everything, and they were like, "Thank you, I'm gonna do that." Thank you. The guy is still talking about when I went over there, he was still talking about that wedding. Like, yeah, man, it was the greatest thing that ever happened to us, to our economy. And I hope they rebound. I think they will rebound, but I hope that corporations don't go over there and take all that stuff like they're trying to do in southern Florida where the hurricane hit and they just wiped out the whole communities, all those communities down there that was on the shore, right? They wiped them out. Yeah.
I have a question. I wanted to get this in before the end of the show.
Okay.
So Robert Kennedy Jr.
Okay.
All right. Is he running as an independent or is he trying to run as a Democrat?
He switched over to run as an independent.
Okay, smart, because he's not gonna.
It wasn't gonna happen. I mean, Biden's just crushing everything.
Yeah.
They talk about Trump. Oh, Trump.
But can he get enough votes to make a difference?
Here's the thing about that.
He's got some wacky ideas.
He sounds like Trump. And here's the thing. Here's the thing.
And did you hear? This is just a rumor. It's not true.
What's that?
But who he was wanting to pick for a running mate?
Right? No.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, that's what the Aaron Rodgers thing
was?
was?
Yeah.
The other day I was hearing about Aaron Rodgers. So he was talking about RFK. Is it RFK?
Yeah.
So I thought RFK was the one who got killed.
RFK Jr.
Yes, his son.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Okay. All right. Okay. I heard about somebody. I thought it was like, why would Trump pick Aaron Rodgers?
No, it was RFK.
It was RFK.
Jr.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
But I guess he's like what is he, like a Holocaust denier and a
He's
Sandy
everything.
Hook denier and
he's Trump.
Vaccine denier and COVID denier. Everything.
He's Trump. He's Trump on another extreme level.
Yeah.
Right? Because Trump is not going to deny the Holocaust. He might not believe in the Holocaust, but he's not going to deny it because he's going to use the Jewish vote. And you need that money. But RFK is like, that's what he's doing. And back to him, what they were saying a couple months ago when he first jumped into the race, they was like, RFK is going to challenge Biden, and Biden needs somebody to challenge him, and blah, 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 blah. Now, why do the incumbent need somebody to challenge him? All of a sudden, no incumbent before needed somebody to challenge him. Now all of a sudden, Biden needs somebody to challenge him. So anyway, that's kind of BS.
So what I'm thinking is like he can get the whack job vote a little bit, but he could take some of the whack jobs.
But here's the thing: the whack jobs are looking at him and they're saying, "Oh no, he should get out of the race," because they're talking about that he's starting to draw up votes from Trump.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, no, he's literally starting.
So that's a good thing, really.
Yeah, it's a good thing. And here's the thing: a lot of people talk about the black vote and the black votes are not really supporting Biden. Enough black people are supporting Biden, but here's the thing: more white folk are supporting Biden than they did in 2020. All right, more people, more white folk, and they've left the Republican Party. I don't know why they want to leave the Republican Party. Just kick these bums out. Right, vote them out. Vote Democrat, and then you can vote Democrat out and get your party back. But RFK is taking votes from Trump because he's a nut job and he's appealing to his nut job faction.
When I heard he was running on the Democratic ticket, I was like, well, he's going to take votes away from Biden, but it's not the case.
But then he was talking all wacky-doodle, and people were like, oh, no. So he jumped into the independent party. But the independents are like, hold up, you what? You sound worse than them. So he's appealing to MAGA voters. He's appealing to MAGA voters. Then you get somebody like, who's what is his name? The guy who ran the scam with the wall. He was a Donald Trump NSA advisor, the talk show host. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Steve Bannon.
Oh, he was a talk show. Yeah,
it was a talk show. A YouTuber, a social media talk show, very successful. And also the other guy, the guy who lost the lawsuit that was saying that the Parkland killing was a hoax. Okay, the Parkland killing, he just got sued by the families.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that guy. That guy. Rush Limbaugh, light. his name just came. I see his face, but I can't spit his name out. Jones.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Yeah.
They're saying the same thing that Trump is a fake. He's bought out. That's what they're saying. So now they're looking at Robert F. Kennedy. They and that's going to draw votes away from him because it was mostly them who was hyping the crowd up. So I want to say that I want to actually touch on the Fannie Willis thing because the judge ruled against Fannie Willis for 6 accounts, right? They took it off in Donald Trump's favor. But then when Donald Trump said, hey, you know what? There's improprieties here. So the judge told Fannie Willis, you can do one of two things. You can recluse. You can take your whole office off, right? And let somebody else take the case. Or you can get rid of your ex-lover, Wade. And she just sat back. And within a few hours, Wade was like, I resign. I resign. I'm good. So now the case goes through. And, of course, MAGA is all up in their bunches like that, running through the bushes. These guys are tripped.
I don't know if we have enough time, but I wanted to bring up that, what's his name, Mark Robinson.
Who's Mark Robinson?
Oh, you got to read up on him. That's good for another show.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I can do that. Mark Robinson.
Yeah, North Carolina. He's running for North Carolina governor.
Oh,
yeah. We could do a whole show on him.
I am going to do because I've been meaning to actually look with the guy. He is what's the guy? Tim Scott.
Yeah,
he is Tim Scott.
On steroids.
Yeah. And not the good kind of steroids.
No.
Not the good ones. And that's the type of guy who he could easily win. He may win. I don't dismiss any nut jobs like that no more. And I told him like from the beginning, man, don't not dismiss Donald Trump. Do not dismiss him and keep your eye on this guy because it's just it. I mean, I'm not giving him a compliment. I am giving this compliment, but you know what? Keep your eye on that guy, man. All right. How much time we got? 2 minutes?
2 minutes.
All right. I want to thank everybody broadcast. I know who you broadcasting to. I'm broadcasting to y'all.
You're just streaming.
We're streaming, but not to y'all. Just don't notice yet. But y'all gonna be like picking up.
We'll be broadcasting on TBCN on. What is it? Tuesday night at 6 o'clock?
Tuesday night, 6 o'clock, TBCN, the local area.
TBCN.org.
.org. Oh, .org?
Yeah.
What about the
YouTube?
What about the
you're not on YouTube. You're not on TBCN's YouTube.
Why not?
You're not.
Why not?
You got your own YouTube.
Well, put me on TBCN.
No.
Now we know what the loyalty is like. Federales. Okay, I misspelled federales. Oh my gosh, I gotta redo that. Like I was saying, this has been another exciting, wonderful show. We know it's been an exciting, wonderful show. Got Big JC back up here. Congratulations again to him and the missus.
Thank you.
And I want to thank everybody for giving us the opportunity. I want to try and get another couple live guests up in here.
Good idea.
Yeah, good idea, right? Maybe once a month or something like that.
Sure.
Okay. So everybody out there who knows me, pretend you don't know me and come to my show, all right?